Hi, my name is Alexandros Zachary Remp. I would love to pitch the new Coco 2 film called Dia de los Vivos. So this is going to be the land of the living rather than the land of the dead. We saw in the original movie, Miguel had to explore through the land of the dead to figure out about his family past and why his family banned music. He's met his grandfather, he came and found the photo, and the movie ended up opening up with him finally being able to play the guitar and impacting his older grandmother and reminding her of her father, which passed away long ago. Now, this pitch for part two of the most influential Disney movie for Hispanic community is going to be another impactful one that has an increased amount of funding. And the plausibility of this is going to be around 200 million. And first, we were going to be starting with a log line. Then we're going to be doing an audience, which is the Hispanic community, and an additional new audience. Now, the form of media is going to continue to be a film because there is a heavy amount of music, which is important to be implemented into the storytelling. And we will dive into the intent and objective with 5 key points. The logline for the second Coco movie would be, years after his journey to the land of the dead, Miguel has grown up to become a successful musician in his hometown, where he now teaches music to aspiring artists. However, his peaceful life is interrupted when a group of music robbers arrive in town and steal all of his students' instruments, leaving them without the ability to create music. Miguel must venture to the land of the living, a fantastical world where souls go to be redeemed. In this film, the new realm is very important because it's not going to be just about the dead. It's going to be about the living, where their souls are in this realm and they need to be rejuvenated. Miguel is not controlling them, but rather he's influencing them from the inside out in this realm through music. He's teaching them the joy of music. These robbers that are stealing his instruments and those of his students are just people that don't understand music because their ears are deaf to it. But Miguel is going to open up their hearts and their ears to music, where they're not only going to give them instruments back, but where they can also join in on the music community of all. The audience remains to be Hispanics and Latinos, but also it's going to be people who watch the film from the past decade, and also for new families and friends who are interested in learning music, who are playing music, and who can be encouraged by positive family media through Disney Plus or in the movies when it comes out. The ages are going to be from ages 5 to 13 because it is going to help those who are young to learn about music and help those who are a little bit older, who are getting into their teenage years, to find a positive ground for embracing their culture, even if it's not Hispanic, and seeing that there are good things about the equity of this and also good things about the creativity of this. This audience from the previous Coco movie is well established, as well as the new young Hispanic and other musicians who start an instrument every day. Most Disney watchers already support diversity at the same time, enjoy learning about cultures. So this film would acknowledge both an audience that can relate ethnically through talent and purely through enjoying listening to music, which Disney implements well in its films. There are many talented children who need to find inspiration and passion for what they do. This movie will provide support for their dreams to influence others in a good way. This is not only a great chain, but these are building blocks for a younger audience to not only retain engagement in longer films, but also appreciate what Disney is doing for their audience and investing in them. Not only is this going to help Disney continue making good films, but this is good marketing because the material itself is going to have a positive message. The form of media, yes, is going to remain of a movie, and the runtime will just be like the original of an hour and 45 minutes. It would only make sense to make a movie like Coco because the first movie in 2017 received 97% Rotten Tomatoes. That just shows that there are great aspects that people loved. And in a new movie, there are going to be new aspects that are going to be loved, keeping the original part of a accurate culture. And not only that, but it's going to have some fictional parts that are fun because kids like imagination. Coco stands better as a movie than a series because it takes kids into a single journey they can finish in one watch. Also, the feature length would give enough time for musical aspects, as mentioned before, and a second movie will only help promote the positive message and contribute to fresh marketing for Disney's youth and Hispanic families and musicians. There is a growing amount of musicians today, and the more movies and the more music that comes out, I wouldn't say it's an overwhelming saturation because Disney does have its fan base, and it will continue to grow its fan base if it promotes the equity that the time that we're living in. If it matches that and also is accurate to the parts of the culture, it is a win-win. The goals and intents of the projects are 4 actions is to bring back fans from the past decade. This is going to be Disney movie lovers and Hispanics. And action 2 is to invite newcomers, kids and family entertainment. They can watch the original film or they can watch the new film because there is a new story. There are Hispanic youth ready for another Coco movie, and that's just going to bring back nostalgia and also bring back the hype. Action 3 is to inspire the youth, artists, and families. Entertainment for youth is in demand, especially with Disney Plus. Families are going to have Disney Plus because there are other films that Disney has made, and this is going to be added to the next hot list of films that are not only timeless, but that can connect to the other series of Disney movies like Coco. The joy of music would be action for clean music for kids and families to incorporate in anything music. Families and friends connect through music, and this movie encourages it through storytelling. It encourages it through empathy. And in the movie, we see that instruments are taken away, and even if they don't have instruments, they can see that empathy and gain emotional intelligence, cognitive complexity through the storytelling, teaching them, hey, like they lost these instruments, but Miguel is kind. He wants to help those that stole instruments and bring back community and keep the message of how important music is, not changing it. So my proposal is this project is going to bring back at least $600 to $800 million, just like the first movie in profits. And it's going to grow a larger Disney fan base of artists that support and can contribute to Disney's family section of film and continue to support to Hispanics, adding to, again, diversity, inclusion, and equity. Going to dive deeper into emotional intelligence through music and ability to mature, there are a few things: the cultural significance of the movie, and also the comprehending the nature of what is happening on in the film through visuals and music. Now, yes, there's a positive message through the cultural aspects, and there's a positive message through the storytelling aspect. In music. Music is a universal language. We can see it through different cultures. And I'm picking this culture because it is already well established in the first movie, but also there's a lot of cool fictional aspects that can be included without being offensive to the culture, as it is a cartoon. But also, I would say Land of the Living is also better, not only for marketing, but for kids to understand, because kids are young and they're living and they don't think about death often. And I'm not saying they don't think about death like the first movie, but in the new movie, you want to think about change as kids are developing and learning and understanding what music is. These are going to be the early aspects of media that they watch, and they need to have some sort of cognitive complexity that is based off this film and diving deeper into the diverse ranges of things that go on in this film. So yes, it represents the Latino community. It represents that identity and diversity, and identity is very important to understand as a child. And if that's rooted in the family, that is a good thing. Thank you for watching, and enjoy some hot cocoa if you get the joke, cocoa. But I hope that you can consider this next new Coco movie, as I'm super excited to see a team coming together to make this, because the first movie was awesome. And I don't see why not have another one where Miguel is grown up and he's mature. And now he's even helping the youth, because when he was younger, he didn't necessarily have that. He had to go into a journey, and his family finally saw the impact of how music is, even when you're young. And Coco wants to bring this next Coco movie in the Land of the Living. He wants to impact those that are alive and even the youth, and to change those for the better through music. Thank you so much.